Welcome to our podcast. Unfamiliar. We got Taylor and Andrew as usual with us. What's going on, guys?
I have a sexual injury I can talk about, but I can save that for a lull in the conversation.
What happened?
I'm gonna save it. Save it for when you least expect it. I hit you with it, and you're gonna be.
No, you can't put it out there and not. That makes
someone else has more important things to talk about.
Well, we'll get to his shit.
Yeah,
Okay. What happened?
my shit can wait. This is dick snapping, is what I'm hearing here.
That's a regular. That's we're all used
Cock
to that.
fracture? Is that what we're talking about?
Dude, it snapped like a glow stick.
Yeah.
Except instead of glowing green, it glowed blood red.
What?
Fuck.
It was, yeah. So she was on top.
Who?
My fiance.
All right. You never know.
I'm being recorded right now, even if it wasn't Amanda. What am I going to admit to under perjury?
So you're on the fence of being bi. So if it was a guy, would she get jealous that you were screwing a guy? You do look gaunt now. You can tell that you don't have such a fat, big head anymore because you've lost so much weight.
Well,
Holy
yeah,
shit.
it happens.
Yeah, it's like you have cancer. We haven't seen you for, we haven't done this for what, like 2 or 3 weeks?
I'm 30 pounds down since last year. 20 pounds down since
3 weeks?
Since November.
Wow. Okay, anyway, so she's on top.
Anyway, yeah, she's on top. And
Wait, hold on. Now, what is she doing? Is she facing you,
She's
or is
facing
it,
me, yeah.
her ass
So-
isn't facing you?
So,
So-
doggy.
Cowgirl, isn't that what it's called?
Cowgirl, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cowgirl, and I'm letting her. She's just staying there, and I'm doing the
Going to town.
pumping, right, for
Yeah.
sure. And I'm going so fast that it didn't even register to me that I popped out.
What?
I just rammed it right back into her bony parts, right into her pelvis, at full speed, and it definitely. You ever seen the video of that guy in the back of the car banging the chick, and he ends up ramming it into her pelvis, and it bends in half? Well, that's what happened. And so,
See, I've never had this problem.
Yeah, dude, it's a fractured penis
No,
is a real thing.
No. I mean, like when this has happened to me, it's always her doing the movement. Like, and then she'll tighten up so hard because when she was younger, she'd tighten up so hard that she'd actually bend me in half and then start spitting me out, right? And when she would spit me out, she would still want to do the thing, and then she'd come up and she'd hit like an ass cheek with my cock while she was going down, and then you could feel it just go. It was like, and it would be painful.
it makes you never want to have sex again.
And my wife,
in a
she's such a
moment.
sweetheart. She'd go, "Oh, I'm sorry," and she'd stop what she's doing. Her. Okay, go on. Anyways, so
Did it require a hospital trip?
It did not.
No
Is it
urgent
bruised?
care?
It was bruised, but I didn't go to urgent care or anything.
So-
I wasn't peeing blood or anything.
can we see it?
It's
I don't want to see
a
it.
little bit bent right now, but you can see it. Yeah.
Like,
for
is
sure.
it normally bent?
No, it's not bent. I'm just screwing with you. But it was bruised. The tip had like bruising spots on it.
Wow.
It was very painful for a few days.
Yeah, I've never been out of control. I always know what I'm doing, but she gets out of control.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell this story. She's gonna hate me for it.
Well, you got to tell it.
So we have my daughter's celebration dinner. So this last weekend, and she's gonna fucking hate me for this. She drinks too much.
Don't worry, nobody watches this.
No, my daughters do. So my daughter got married last year during the pandemic, and she couldn't have anybody but immediate family, or she chose not to. So she wanted to do a celebration dinner for everybody that couldn't come, and which was surprising is how many people came from Seattle. So it was nice to see and meet some of her friends and Aaron's friends from Seattle. Anyways, so the place they go, they don't scrimp on their drinks because immediately after the first drink, I look at my wife and she's drunk. She's fucking drunk. And I look at her and I go, I'm trying to be sociable somewhat, but I'm already pissed because I don't want her making a stupid scene at this thing because she's too fucked up. So I look at her and I go, you need to slow down. She goes, I'm not going to have anything until after I eat. And I said, okay, cool. So she chose to have 3 more of these fucking things afterwards. And by the time we left, she's fucking drunk, right?
Just hammered.
Gets home. My oldest daughter is staying with us that night. And apparently her boyfriend stayed the night too. which is fine.
Apparently.
I didn't.
You didn't know he was in your house?
No, I knew he was in the house,
Oh.
but I didn't know he was going to stay the night. Usually
Oh.
they tell us, no big deal. David stayed the night before. Aaron, before Devin and him were married, stayed the night. It's no big deal. They're grown women. So I've got to go to work the next day. So I look at my wife and I said, I need to go to bed at 10. She goes, okay. But she's drunk. So she goes and she makes herself a fucking drink, and she makes my daughter a drink. Now my daughter at the thing, she was getting really buzzed, but for some reason Paige fell off a cliff, and when she came back to the house, she seemed not to be quite as drunk. But my wife still maintained it. So she made him a drink, and okay, cool. She's gonna make one drink and she's gonna call it a night. Fuck no, she doesn't call it a night. So I see her get up with her glass. She grabs Paige's, my daughter, and she heads into the kitchen to make another drink. I get up immediately and go, "You've had fucking enough," because it's out of control. I need to go to bed in the morning and everything else. Anyway, so she looks at me. My wife's very placid and very submissive. And she just starts pouring a drink like, fuck you. Right? So she starts pouring a drink. Okay, cool. Fuck, man. She's going to kill me. Anyway, so 10 o'clock comes. I'm pissed. I'm just like, I'm going to bed. I'm not. And it was pretty rude to Paige, my daughter, and David, her boyfriend. I said, try to be sociable, but I'm pissed at my wife that she's so fucking hammered. So I go in the bedroom, and here comes my wife tromping after me. Because she's drunk. And I roll over.
Time to go to Pound Town.
I roll over. Yeah. She turns on the TV, or I turn on the TV just so I have something to drown out everything, all the drunk people. And next thing I know, she's in bed with me and she's tugging on stuff, not gently. She's got a handful of my balls, and she's doing this stuff. Anyways, this isn't the only part of the story that I needed to tell, because this went on forever. It was like, leave me alone, leave me alone, leave me alone. Finally, I give in. And we do doggy. Okay. Door shut, doggy, TV's on. And I'm done. I finish within, I'm an old man, so it takes me forever, but finish within like 10, 15 minutes, whatever. I'm done. I'm going to bed. You got yours. I'm going to bed now, right? She gets up and she starts heading to the bathroom because she's going to clean herself up or whatever. And she stops at the edge of the bed. And I swear to God, it was the longest queef I've ever heard in my life. It was. And normally my wife would be like super embarrassed, but she starts cackling, laughing. And as she takes her next step, boom, she hits the fucking floor. So she's on the ground, still fucking queefing. Tries to get up after she stops, falls back down. I see her head pop up on the edge of the bed. She looks at me and she starts laughing, and then she goes in the bathroom. That's the story. I shouldn't have told that story because she's going to be super pissed if she sees it, but...
Ask her to queef the alphabet next time.
Dude, it was like 20 seconds long. I've never heard a fart or anything that long in my life. She must have held all that air inside of her.
That's the best thing after doggy style, is all the queefing.
God. Well, I don't know why it didn't happen during, because normally she'll make sure that she releases some, but she just held, her gut must have just been fucking huge. Just...
Maybe it was a combination of like a fart and a queef, because she had been drinking.
It wasn't.
So
it was like, holy shit. So yeah, you got a broken dick. I got a drunk wife.
I have heard your wife drunk before in the background with you gaming, so I can, I definitely know how.
But this was on a whole new level. This was
loud.
Yeah, this because they had my daughter graduated with her PhD, and so she just did that. So like 3 weeks ago, we had the celebration for the PhD. So it's like, and now we have going away to Wisconsin, because now she's going to be a teacher at Wisconsin University. So she's going back to Wisconsin. So we're having another one of those. So it's going to be another let's dance, fucking things. And it's like, let's just have a nice, normal fucking celebration, man. Let's just get a nice buzz on and maintain it and just be happy, not fucking out of control drunk. All right, so I didn't want to tell that story. I didn't even think I was going to tell that story until you talk about broken dick.
That's going on TikTok. You gotta show
really
your
should.
wife will come across it. Think, well, what's this?
And well, it'll go fucking viral. All right. What do you got for stories? Because you
I'm
said you're
pissed.
loaded.
I'm fucking pissed.
What are you pissed
honestly.
about?
You have to start from the beginning with this. Star Trek has been ruined.
Oh my god.
Star Trek is just fucked.
Well,
And
hold
the-
on. We really need to start from the beginning. What are you talking about? Like the last couple Star Trek movies, I really enjoyed.
The beginning of the modern era of Star Trek. The J.J. Abrams bullshit of Star Trek. He fucking ruined it.
Really?
Yeah.
What happened? Did you cast a black
No, it's just
captain as the lead?
okay. So I don't know how much you're younger than me. So I don't know how much you really were into Star Trek, especially back in the the stuff from the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s.
I remember William Shatner only from the Twilight Zone episode.
Okay.
So he's
something unplanned.
after William Shatner.
Yeah.
So he's Captain Picard, and is that where you start?
I'm talking about the Next Generation, Deep Space Nine, Voyager. You know, the era I grew up in of arguably great Star Trek that got divisive in Deep Space Nine, went back to its roots, but was still divisive in Voyager.
Right.
That was the last of real Star Trek.
Why is there distinction? I could go
Because
like
Star Trek used to be this show about exploration, the show about discovery, a story about differing peoples with completely different cultures finding common ground and moving forward together. It was never this orgasm of CG on the screen. It was never about, no one ever said, oh, well, these people are against us. Let's just go ahead and fucking kill them.
so like CG in Star Wars or Star Trek would be to enhance the
But
plot
I'm talking
line.
about when I say like a CG
I know.
orgasm, like lasers firing off,
Transformers.
Yeah, that kind of bullshit.
Over
but
the
anyways,
top.
what sparked this is I finally started getting caught up on Star Trek Discovery,
Okay.
and I started watching season 2 of Star Trek Picard. Okay. I'll start with
So Picard, the new one, this is fairly recent, right?
these shows are both still currently airing new episodes.
Oh.
I'll start with Picard. And just in case anybody gives a fuck, there's going to be spoilers out the asshole in this at some point.
Yeah, all the 3 people to watch it.
All right, so I'm not even going to talk about the fact that they made Picard a robot at the end of season 1. He died at the end of season 1, and they transferred his consciousness into an android body.
Okay.
So, like,
I like where
that's
this is going.
that's that's fucked up. But I'm not even going to talk anymore about it because season 1 was, in my opinion, mildly serviceable to Star Trek.
Okay.
It wasn't great by any stretch of the imagination, but it was a serviceable, 10 episode season.
So for me, when they kill somebody off at the end of an episode and they don't think they're bringing it back and they decide to bring it back and somehow the guy survived, I can't stand that. So I'm okay with him being a robot with his consciousness transferred. I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
That doesn't bother me.
And like I said,
Does he look the same?
Yeah, he looks exactly the same.
So gay.
I mean, it's fucked up, but I can move past that for the purposes of getting more Patrick Stewart
Because you like
as
him.
a beloved character I've always fucking loved since I was a child. Well, season 2 gets going, and oh my god. Like, have you seen anything about
No.
this show?
No,
Okay,
'cause
like-
what is this on?
Paramount Plus or whatever.
Oh, yeah,
I
Paramount
don't-
Plus,
I don't
too.
know.
No.
I heard it was a good show. That it was at least decent towards.
It's
Apparently-
good if you
apparently
like
not.
anything that J.J. Abrams have made.
I really like
if
J.J.
if you
Abrams.
like people fucking offing each other right and left, fucking anger and, just a cesspool of shit as our image of what the future will be, then yes, I can totally understand why you would like both Discovery and Star Trek Picard.
Didn't he create Fringe? Is J.J. Abrams the director of Fringe? Writer of Fringe?
I have no
I
idea.
can't remember. I
read his
know
books.
he made Lost. He might have
don't
been
care
a
about
producer on Fringe. I can't quite remember, but I mean, those shows were both good.
And Raised by Wolves. I think that's an Abrams show.
Is it? I've seen the first season of that, and it's okay. I mean, it's very underwhelming.
I feel like he's got his hand in like most sci-fi current shows.
Yeah, and
going
he's
on right
fucking
now, though.
everything up. Like he's literally fucking it all
Do
up.
you care that it's dystopia? Because
Yes.
that's not the way Star Trek future's supposed to be.
Okay, the reason I loved Star Trek is because despite the problems that existed in the Star Trek universe, like humanity was optimistic. They had moved past their petty bullshit.
Right.
They had evolved to a point where money doesn't exist, everybody's taken care of, and they were just all ready to wonder about what was out there.
They were in a good spot.
It was pure discovery and exploration and the consequences that come with that, but it gave you a picture of a bright future for humanity after the growing pains, especially after World War III.
Sure.
So, season 2, in the trailer, Q's in it. Do you know who Q is?
I do know who Q is.
Okay. They even brought the actor back who played the main Q that you know.
I don't like the idea of Q.
Okay. I mean, inherently an omnipotent
Yeah.
being that can do whatever the fuck he want kind of throws a wrench into most any kind of show or movie, just given their nature. But
Makes you uncomfortable.
In the past, he's always been this. He's never been evil. He's never been completely vindictive.
He was
He
vindictive,
wasn't
though.
insane. He did crazy things, and he was a very eccentric character. But you never got the feeling that he was fucking people just for the purpose of fucking them.
Right.
And in the first season of Star Trek Picard, or the second season of Star Trek Picard, they all die.
Who all
In
dies?
the first episode. Every single fucking character that was in the first season, essentially they die. But right before they die, Q comes in and he takes them to the past. Okay, now he takes them to an... How do you explain this? He doesn't take them to an alternate timeline. He takes them to the same timeline with him having altered their past purposefully to turn it from the Federation, to turn it from Starfleet into this horrendously xenophobic, evil, like sociopathically murderous human species, which they also did in the first season of Star Trek Discovery. They went to another dimension where it's the Terran Empire, who are also a horrendously xenophobic, oppressive, evil conglomerate of Earth.
I'm sure there's going to be other people that love Star Trek out there, Trekkies that are pissed off.
Oh,
as
I'm
well.
sure. And it's like they keep coming back to this. But anyways, after they all realize, and so he saved everyone on the ship from the first season, right before they blew up in the second season, first episode. So it turns out that Q went back to 2024 and somehow convinced Picard's distant niece, grandma, or ancestor of some kind to not go on the Europa mission,
Okay.
which was a huge thing at the time. But my problem with this is they end up going back to the past, to the present time. I hate when shows based in the future come back to the present time to make a point.
Yeah,
Like,
I guess.
I live in the here and now. I know how shitty the United States is, how shitty our policies are, and how generally shitty the world is.
Right.
I don't need them to take a TV show that's about, the future and then come back here and spend the entire fucking season, pointing out, immigration. And
wasn't that like everyone's favorite movie, Star Trek movie, was all the classic characters, but they came back to like 90s New York to save a whale.
Whales, yeah.
Save the whales.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That was what was going on in my head. Did you have a problem with that?
No.
Okay, but that's kind of the same thing.
It kind of makes sense, in a sense.
I know. Well,
You're going back to save the whales.
I know, but they're making a statement and doing that as well.
They are, but it's subtle. It's not in your face. That's how we got. They're not jamming their fist up your rectum to make their point.
Right.
And with this new show, so they're hanging out, and apparently one of the other characters might be fucking his like great grandmother, who will eventually produce a genetically identical version of him, 300 fucking years in the future. So it's fucking bizarre. But like, okay, so my problem with the show at its core is because of all these characters from the first season that Q snapped and saved before the ship blew up, in the second season, they're all in this world naturally. That makes no fucking sense whatsoever. Because either humanity's grand future can be completely thrown off by one fucking astronaut not going on a mission, or Q went back and manipulated the past to the extent where all these characters are in their positions on purpose. Because Picard is an admiral. He's a butcher. He's he's committed genocide. This is a version of Picard that has literal skulls of other alien species in his house that he has personally fucking murdered.
So let me ask you a question. Are you going to continue to keep watching this?
Yeah, because I want to see how bad this fucking train wreck gets.
They're going to call it Star Trek Genocide or
I've
something.
already watched over half the season. I may as well just be disappointed into the end. But like 7 of 9, you know who she is from Voyager, right? She's the fucking president.
How does she look now?
She looks fucking amazing.
Really?
Jerry Ryan, I'm pretty sure she just doesn't age.
Well, it was part of that. She was an attractive woman in the face, but holy shit, her body was like, what?
That's because they had a corset built into her costume on the show, which misshaped, gave you that stereotypical 90s, oh, look at her hourglass body and all that stuff.
My wife has that body. It's insane. So she's got a chest, and then it goes in like that.
Yeah.
It goes in, and then she's got hips. So
she's problematic. Where are her organs? In her chest?
Her stomach's still like that fucking big. It's what? She has that hourglass shape. But she doesn't have 7 of 9 tits because those things were huge.
But yeah, so all the main characters of the show are in positions that are just, it makes sense for their character.
Right.
But if the past was substantially altered to the point where the Federation, Starfleet doesn't exist,
you need to give up on
none of these fucking characters would exist. Yeah. And yet Q has altered the past in a way, not just fucking with Picard's ancestor. He would have had to affect every single fucking little event that led to the births, and the lives of all these people to get them to where they are. I mean, he couldn't just fuck with Picard's ancestor and suddenly 7 of 9's the president of a xenophobic Earth. It's fucking ridiculous, and it's ruining Star Trek.
That's why I don't like the idea of Q. I never liked the idea of Q, having somebody all powerful.
Q is fine, in my opinion, as a character. I don't have too many issues with him, but he's never been unhinged.
A trickster.
He's always been a trickster.
Well, he's very much so now.
But he's not it seems like he's evil. He's vindictive.
Malicious.
Yeah, he's malicious almost in his intent.
Yeah.
You know, and he never really was that way in any of his appearances in Star Trek.
There's an idea that if you live forever, will you turn into that? Because you'll get bored at some point. So do you...
Well, yeah, they know everything, they've done everything, they've seen everything.
So are you doing things to amuse you?
But there was a whole thing in Star Trek Voyager where the Q talked about that. It was an episode where they came across a comet that Q was imprisoned in, and he was imprisoned there because he wanted to commit suicide. He wanted to die because he was so sick of living fucking forever.
Right.
And the Q said, no, that can't happen. It's never happened. There's no precedent for it. So we imprisoned him so he can't kill himself. And he eventually killed himself.
Yeah.
And then it caused this whole Q continuum war because there were two sides to the issue and they fought. And it eventually culminated in the Q finally reproducing in whatever natural way it is for them, which allowed the Q to move forward. It allowed peace to come back and for them to move forward as the species as however they do. And that was fine. Because it had a resolution that made sense, more or less, for the characters involved. But this new Star Trek...
Then why watch it?
They're fucking killing each other.
I need to keep hearing about it.
All over the place. I mean...
You need to stop watching. You need to turn that fucking channel. It's just a waste of time. If you're this heartbroken and so pissed off about it, just be done with it. You're going to watch it.
I have hope that eventually some showrunner is going to look at this and say, we done fucked up.
I wonder how many other Trekkies are out there that go, yeah, I'm just going to finish it off. I can't stand it, but I'm going to finish it off. And then what it does is it keeps the ratings up.
Well, but I don't watch it on TV. I watch it on the computer. They don't get my ratings numbers anyways.
But
so
are you using like a VPN? How are you?
I'm just using a streaming site that has nothing to do with Paramount or anything.
Okay, so you're being illegal. But anyways, I'm sure they're tracking everything. They can track everything.
Well, all I can say is I'm going to keep watching it for the purposes of I want to know how badly it ends because they filmed season 2 and 3 of Picard back to back. So
there's going to be another season.
There's no fucking changing what they've already filmed because they're done filming season 3
That's
already.
what I was saying, because they'll get to the end of it like with Altered Carbon, which I really loved. And they make a decision at that point if they're going to make another season.
Season 2 is abysmal of Altered Carbon.
It was not as good.
Anthony Mackie was the wrong choice.
Okay.
He didn't sound like him. He didn't. I mean, not the white actor that was in the first show.
Yeah.
But he didn't sound like the character. He didn't act like the character. He was far too emotional all the time to be Takeshi Kovacs.
I didn't enjoy the second season as much as I enjoyed the first. I will still go back and watch the first season of Altered Carbon.
Oh, absolutely,
I really loved it
because it was nearly flawless.
I'll have to go back. I'll have to watch it. I've never seen it.
You've never seen it?
Is it on Netflix or what?
It is on Netflix.
But don't bother, because they fucking canceled the show after 2 seasons like they do with every fucking thing. That's why Netflix's numbers are plummeting into the ground.
No,
they're kamikazing themselves right now.
But my feeling on it is I was okay with the second season being ho-hum, because maybe they would make the necessary changes in season 3, because season 1 was so, to me, it should have been madly popular, right? It was so good. But they just decided to kill it because there was no viewership on that second one. I've watched it. I've watched the second one twice to try to see.
It doesn't get better the second time around.
I gave up. I didn't watch the end of the second season, the first go through. I gave up on it. So I said, I'm going to go through and I'm going to watch it again to see if it gets any better. And it didn't.
Nope.
So I was hoping, they bring back some. I really liked the guy who played in the first season, Kovacs. And I wish that they would have stuck with him. But I think,
or at least found somebody who embodied that character.
I don't think you can. When you have a good movie or something, they have something about those characters that stand out to you. So they're so hard to replace. He was Kovacs. Does that make sense to you?
Not to me, though, because
Because
season 1 goes back between him in his original body
yeah.
and him in his present body. And that, for me, gave me enough of an idea of who Kovac was, separate from his kind of his sleeve, as they say. So it's...
He wasn't dirty enough for you?
He was too emotional. He didn't seem like he had those envoy instincts that he seemed to possess in... He wasn't as analytical as, the first season. He just
that's what I'm talking. That's what I'm talking about. I'm
character.
talking about the guy in the first season.
Yeah.
He was Kovac to
Yeah.
me. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But not...
But
I thought the guy who played him as in
the
his
first
original
season.
sleeve
yeah.
was also a really good example of who he was. Granted, you didn't get to see a lot of him. They kind of skimmed through the envoy training and all that stuff so you could learn what was happening in the present. But at least you felt like he was kind of the pre-evolution of what led to the current sleeve Kovac is walking around in.
It was disappointing. That's what I'm going to say.
Yeah, the second season sucked.
Yeah. So I was hoping with that when they brought it back for season 3, since season 1 was wildly popular. Yeah, they didn't.
So much for that.
Oh, not all of their shows are golden that they make on Netflix.
No, but the good shows that they have, they all fucking cancel. And then they jack their prices up to make, to buy more bullshit.
We're such cunts. Because we pay, it's probably $19 now, right? But we were paying $14 for 5 people to watch it, 5 different accounts, $14. And you get to watch every fucking movie. We used to have to go pay, I remember when I was a kid, it was $7.99 to watch one fucking movie. And then we'd have to go and rent fucking videos at a store for $2.99 or whatever. It's super cheap for everything that you get
It's
on
super
Netflix.
cheap when there's good content that continues dragging you in.
Well,
it's not necessarily super cheap when it's cluttered with a bunch of B-movie bullshit and foreign films and stuff like that you have no intention to watch anyways. I mean, look at Netflix is losing market share with the advent of Disney Plus, which takes all the Marvel stuff,
Don't have it.
all the Disney stuff.
And now the Netflix
Paramount Plus takes all the Star Trek stuff.
Apparently there's only one person watching that.
I can keep listing fucking new streaming services by big name companies that are coming out and slowly taking everything away from Netflix. Eventually, they're not going to have anything except for bullshit in their original content that they cancel too soon.
It's funny, they lost $50 billion because they lost 200,000 subscribers. How does that make sense? It doesn't. You have Ukraine, who just got blown to shit, which has millions of people over there. So if you think about pulling out of Russia and killing Ukraine, they really didn't lose any customers, right? Those are people that can't have it anymore.
They're talking about potential future profits is what they're talking about. They're not talking about tangible assets.
They said they could lose up to 2 million more subscribers, but they're still at like 185 million subscribers.
Yeah.
I think they're going to lose a lot more than that with the password sharing.
Yeah, with
getting
them
cracked
jacking
down
the prices up and the password sharing
That's
fiasco.
what they said in the past, though, is they want to get rid of any... they don't want to have to pay other companies for their shows. They want to just have all original Netflix shows.
And that would be great if they had a long-running Netflix show, but they all get fucking canceled.
I was a big fan of Santa Clarita Diet, but they canceled that after season 3.
What was it?
Santa Clarita Diet with Timothy Olyphant.
I'll have to look it up.
And what, Reese Witherspoon?
No, it was
I don't like
Drew
her.
Barrymore.
Drew Barrymore.
That show was fantastic. It was like top 5 on Netflix for me, and canceled it.
I tried to get into it. I just couldn't. It was too ridiculous.
It's so good. That show is fantastic.
I like, hopefully they don't get rid of some of them, because there's other shows on there that I enjoy. Like, I would have never known about Weeds or Californication. There's other shows on there, so I hope they're not inclusive. I just got done watching The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. I love that. That's a great fucking show.
Which version?
The American version.
No.
Stop it. It's
American
great.
version is always superior. Old Boy.
It really is.
No.
3 Weddings and a Funeral.
It was okay.
What do you mean it was okay? I enjoyed it.
I liked the original version.
Well, maybe with you're a bad picker. Maybe the Star Trek isn't so bad.
What if they pulled...
If you like J.J. Abrams, if you like the kind of Michael Bay explosions every 5 seconds bullshit, then yeah, I can see how you'd love the new Star Trek shows. I mean, they're obviously catering to an audience that is fucking stupid and just wants to see people die and shit blow up.
I know. This could be that you're getting to be an old man. You want things to be they were.
No, I want things to be as they are, not as they were.
Yeah. Well, obviously things changed.
This is not Star Trek.
And Q decided to fuck with people.
Just like the newest 3 fucking Star Wars movies, arguably, aren't Star Wars. And guess who fucked those up too?
Disney.
J.J. Abrams.
Oh, was he the one who did those?
Yes.
He's hot. He's making some bucks.
Yeah, I'm sure he's making tons of money ruining all these classic beloved series.
What if he just pulled a Roseanne and the end of season 3 Q wakes up and it was all a dream?
It wouldn't surprise me at this point.
That'd be fucking awesome. Taylor'd be so disappointed.
No,
really?
I bet you I think they're still 1 or 2 episodes away from season 2 of Picard ending. And it would not fucking shock me in the least bit if nothing was resolved, nothing changed, and at the end of the episode, Q goes, I think you've learned your lesson.
Wow, man.
We're back to everything as we knew it.
So would you rather have them not even attempted to do this?
Yeah.
And just left your memories the way they were?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or, tried, because you can tell they didn't even try. And I don't know what the deal is, because Patrick Stewart apparently has in his contract a lot of creative input into this show he's
really
doing.
A cunt.
And he's just I don't know if maybe he's become disillusioned with what his role in Star Trek was originally.
To be an actor and shut the fuck up.
Yeah, but if he's making some of the decisions that are leading to what we see on TV,
hey, we're gonna keep backing up dump trucks worth of full of money in your front door.
Well, they have to for him because he's so hard to work. I hear he's so hard to work with, and he's such a prima donna that they have to give him money. What are you looking up now?
Oh, nothing important.
Okay. Is that the only thing that you were upset about? Was your Star Trek?
Well, I mean, it's a couple years too late to bitch about how he ruined Star Wars.
Oh God!
I mean, look at how many fucking. The first of the 3 new movies is literally a rehash of the first movie.
Right.
I mean,
and it was comforting, and it didn't deviate, nothing like Star Trek.
And it was fucking horrible.
It was all right.
No,
I didn't mind it.
No, it was stupid.
Oh, it was all right.
And then look what they fucking did to Luke's character. I mean, I don't know if you've looked at all the press things from Mark Hamill.
No.
Or any of the things he's said about the movies. There are videos of him with the main lady producer at Disney or wherever, and they're just looking nervous as he's talking about it, because he's basically saying in an interview with them there that they fucked it up.
Yeah. They
ruined his character. He embodied that character, and he even said that Luke would never do any of this stuff. So he may have taken the paycheck for those films. Sure. But I'm pretty sure deep down inside, he fucking hated those new movies because they fucked his character up. They took everything we learned about Luke in the main trilogy. Right. And they just threw it out the window and said, he's older now. So he's a grumpy old man who don't give a fuck anymore.
Well, that's what happens.
He's got no hope. He disconnected himself from the Force, however the fuck that happens. I mean, it's just...
Drinking. I hear that smoking pot, it disconnects you from the Force.
Well, here's the thing.
Midichlorians all day.
If you took any of the new Star Trek series or any of the 3 new Star Wars movies, named them something else, and changed the ship designs, all the iconic things about them that makes them Star Wars and Star Trek, they'd be pretty fucking good on their own. Just as a show out there in the ether, they would be great sci-fi action shows. But as Star Trek and as Star Wars, they fail fucking miserably, and it's absolutely disgusting. I mean, it's all cash grab. That's the only thing I can see with them continuing to do shit like this is somebody got greedy and just wants to, you know, pad their bank account, because this is not Star Trek. It's not Star Wars. It's just a fucking J.J. Abrams mess.
Quit blaming him for everything.
He's the director on
he doesn't.
like
I know, but he doesn't.
5 of those.
He doesn't write them.
Yes, he does.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I was wrong. I was thinking of Ridley
He
Scott.
does.
Ridley
I
Scott.
had Ridley Scott mixed up with J.J. Abrams. Ridley
Oh
Scott
god.
did
Here we go.
He
We're good.
wrote The Force Awakens.
Awesome.
He wrote The Rise of Skywalker, trying to fix the fuck-ups that the guy he handed the middle film off to.
I really like J.J. Abrams.
I used to.
You used to?
No, he's
A hack.
you know, he talks about how these are beloved shows to him, that he grew up with them, and that they mean something to him. I think that's a lie.
Should have my son-in-law, because you and him could have sat in 2 chairs and just whined about all of this, because he loves the Trek, he loves the Star Wars.
And
when
does he think J.J. Abrams
I
is
don't know.
shitting all over his childhood too?
when the movies came out, he would pick out like these little fucking things that weren't right.
Oh, I don't care about the little things.
but
With these shows, every single big thing in there is the fucking problem.
So yeah, it's just.
Like, you know what the only thing good about The Force Awakens was?
I don't know.
Han Solo. And they fucking killed him.
Well, it was about time. He was getting to be an old man. Fuck him.
I agree. He could have gone out in a better way, but he was the only thing Star Wars about The Force Awakens.
Did he just like fade away into mist, like how Yoda faded away? Isn't that what
No,
happened to...
his son fucking stabbed him through the
Oh,
gut
Han
with a
Solo. I'm
lightsaber, and he
thinking of,
fell
Anakin.
off of a bridge that was ridiculously high. It's just... J.J. Abrams is fucking everything up, and he needs to stop.
All right. So I don't know how we do something about that, but let's get it rolling.
Well, certainly not going to see any of these shit can movies in the fucking theaters.
Well, you're continuing to watch Star Trek, even though he made it in
like
its
I
shit.
said, I'm not buying any of the movies. I'm not buying any of the shows. I'm not paying for the service to watch them
Right.
because I don't think they deserve my fucking money.
Okay.
I could see you being one of the ones that leave a review in all caps for Paramount Plus, canceling my subscription.
I don't
because
even
of Star Trek.
fucking give them any feedback. What's the point?
I'd be
They
the guy.
don't fucking care.
I'd be the guy from Paramount Plus replying to him. Goodbye.
If
You know?
if they
Don't let the door
cared,
hit you in the ass.
Yeah.
if they cared, the execs, the producers, we wouldn't be in this position. They don't fucking care.
They don't care about what you care about. They do care about making money, and that's what this
making
is
money.
about.
That's what they care about.
Yeah, this is what this
They
is
don't
about.
care about telling a coherent, faithful story.
They don't have it.
Continuity be damned.
I don't think they have one. There's no original thoughts in most movies, or very
Well,
little
that's what
original
happens
thoughts
when you
anymore.
get a bunch of fucking millennials in a room and say, "By the way, you
Oh my
you
God.
don't need to watch that other shit that happened before you were born. Just make stuff up. What sounds cool? Here's some words that you need to use. Here's some situations you need to find yourself in. Just do what you want."
You are becoming an old man now.
No, they're fucking it up,
They're-
and I'm pissed about it.
Okay, I understand that, but yeah, you're throwing out millennials. You're throwing out all this
But
other
I'm
stuff.
a millennial.
I know you're calling your
I'm
whole
calling my own people
generation
fuck nuts.
Yeah, I know. So you're just becoming an old man.
What's a show now that's just as good as it was 20 years ago that's still continuing on, or it's a remake of
Nothing.
the same? It's...
Do you have one?
No.
Yeah, I can't think of one.
Well, I mean, not even The Simpsons or Family Guy is what it once was.
That's really Simpsons are a really good example. They've been good for a long time. They might not be as good as they
They
used
have
to be.
a lot of ups and downs.
Yeah,
though.
they're amazing.
South Park.
South
Park's
that's-
probably the only
Yeah,
real example.
Yeah.
Even that's fallen off, though.
Has
from their
it?
Heyday.
Yeah.
For sure.
Well, of course, everything goes downhill after a while, but they've held on strong for a long time.
What did they say in Batman or whatever? You either die a hero or live long enough to become the villain.
Yeah.
That's what's happening with all this shit.
Yeah, I guess the 2 best examples, though, are South Park and The Simpsons, because they've been incredibly good for a long fucking time. But those are the only 2 I can think of, and they're both fucking
Well, what
cartoons.
else has been on TV for 2 decades? Like the same show, not a different series within the same universe.
Has Fox News been on for 20 years? Because they've been incredibly good and been doing the same thing for a long time. I don't know if they've been on for 20 years.
I don't know if they've been doing the same thing for a long time. I think that's more of a last 15 years, 10 years sort of thing.
They're on top of their game.
I don't think they were ever as crazy as they are these days.
Yeah. Was that the only bitch that you had?
The only bitch?
No, I've
been bitching for like an hour now.
It's been a long drawn out bitch, but yeah, was that it? Or did you have something else?
I mean, I could go on.
How is your wife's placenta in front? Is this like a normal thing?
No.
So,
but then again, when the cord was hooked into the wrong place,
what do you mean
with our first child, the umbilical cord was not hooked into the proper place for it to get the correct flow of nutrients, which is why our daughter was born, and after like 24 hours went down to like 4 pounds 3 ounces. So
there's different slots in the vagina that the umbilical cord plugs into? I
think it's called the uterus.
Right.
But yes, it can plug into the wrong spot.
Oh, so your daughter did not get the proper blood flow?
No, just not enough nutrients.
Not enough nutrients.
Yeah.
What was your wife eating?
Eating?
Yeah, properly.
Yeah.
All right.
But that... It's not like the food just kind of slushes through the umbilical cord into the baby.
Well, you look at my sister-in-law, when she got pregnant, you could barely tell she had a bump. My wife made sure that there was plenty of nutrients flowing to them fucking kids. Can you go get me a gallon of ice cream, please? And it was always like the Rocky Road, I like the Rocky Road. So I'm fucking 12 o'clock at night going down to wherever. Safeway used to be 24 hours. I get her like this big fucking thing and she'd sit there, pound it into her mouth. My kids were getting nutrients. I'm just saying.
They were getting a sugar rush.
They were getting everything.
But nutrients from... fucking Rocky Road? I don't know about that.
I'm just saying they were getting everything. They were getting calories. They were getting everything they needed.
Doing somersaults in the womb.
Yeah, exactly. My sister-in-law's kids, they must have came out like fucking anemic. Just, barely able to move. Now my kids, they came out like fucking, let's go. Want to jog, Dad? I remember when he came out. I don't know if your son was the same. You'll find this out that the boys. Did I already say this? Boys are loaded with hormones. So he came out with like a fucking
balls.
Not huge balls. His pecker was like that fucking long. His limpy. It was like that fucking long. And I was like, holy shit. That was big for a baby. Like down past his knees. And they go, oh, that's hormones. And yeah, sure enough, it shrank down a little. But Jesus Christ. He had a full man dick when he was a fucking baby.
We're a small dick household in my place.
But did that not happen with your son?
No.
When you looked down there, you didn't have...
No, he did not have...
The hormones?
A giant fucking cock slouching down to his fucking knees. Yeah. He did not, no.
It was
like...
He
twerked with deep voice.
He's still got the deep voice. Like, how you doing? That's what he does now. He doesn't answer you. Hey, Zach, what's going on? And that's, I want to make clear that you're done. Is that you're done with everything?
What?
Well, your Star Trek's out of the way. You said you had a lot.
Fuck, I only hammered into Picard for the most part. God. I could sit here for another hour and shit on Star Trek Discovery, too.
So here's what I wanted to bring up. I wanted to bring up the priorities of the United States and the people that live within the United States. Now, the big thing that we missed while we were gone, and I don't want you to say anything yet, is we missed the Will Smith slapping Chris Rock across the face and how it became this big storm. But we don't care about anything else. Whatever we get put in front of us that we deem important, we digest and we spit back out and we have a big deal. So this little slap that happened on TV is a big thing. But when you look at Ghislaine Maxwell, the trial happened. She has names to disclose and they're not disclosed yet. Wouldn't you think that like those rich pedophiles probably need to be put on trial or something like that? My quarterback, he just left because he wants to get paid like $50 million a year. Who gives a fuck about somebody who plays the game? Why is he getting paid $50 million a year? But that's in the ether. That's important to us. Stuff that matters. Here's something that...
Didn't Colin Kaepernick just get signed by the Seahawks?
Did he?
Yeah, that's what I read.
Oh, fuck. That is not good. Oh, shit.
Exciting.
But my point is, we care about these little stupid fucking things that happen. Like this fucking big asshole because he's as big as me. He's probably as big as me. And Chris Rock's a little man. He's like 5'9", 165 pounds, maybe.
5'9" being generous. I think,
but
so.
he's a small man compared to Will Smith.
It's not like they're gonna not step in if Will Smith started just
Pummeling him.
cranking him out. Though I mean,
beating the fuck out
He's
of him
lucky
right there.
he just got slapped in the fucking face. There was nothing that he could do to stop that.
To be fair, it completely changes my view of Will Smith.
Really?
Yeah, oh yeah. Absolutely, it does.
How so?
Because he was laughing until he looked at his wife
Old
and
Testament
found out
hood
that she wasn't
justice.
amused, and then he suddenly got serious. So it tells me that Will Smith has a hard time thinking for himself.
It's not.
It also tells me that he can't take a fucking joke based on the industry he's in.
Yeah.
And he should have known that Chris Rock, he's going to make jokes.
Yeah. So
And it is just a joke. It's all in good fun. And for him to go up there and assault him, I mean, he could have pulled him aside afterwards. He could.
Yeah.
Will Smith.
That's what you should have done.
Wanted to be seen on national television, sticking up for his wife. And that just comes off as a jock asshole kind of move.
Okay, so that's not how I see it. So I watched the on YouTube. He started like a vlog, and it's this series that goes through him initially starting to try to lose weight and get back in shape. Will Smith. He's trying to get back into Ali shape or get in better shape. So he's going through this vlog. But anyways, through the whole thing of it, you all of a sudden see somebody that is trying to satisfy everybody. He's trying to make everybody happy at the expense of himself. So when he was doing that, the most important person to him in the world, he's sitting there and he laughs at the joke, and then he looks over at his wife, his most important person to him. He sees that she's upset. I've got to do something. I've got to satisfy her. And what does he do? He goes, because the podcast is just fucking ruined now. Look at, they're both on their fucking phones. We had a little interruption because we're recording to the wrong disc. So we're back at it.
I don't know. The way I look at it is he could have gone a completely different route to discourage Chris from doing that. I mean, he could have just a face.
Yeah.
Shaking his head a little bit, saying he didn't approve, saying he wasn't receptive to the joke. I mean, his wife streams, does TikToks or whatever, talking about it, how she's accepted it, she's comfortable with it, and she answers questions that people have and all that stuff. She seemed like she was cool. I mean, obviously not going to be cool with having a disease that causes your fucking hair to fall out, but she had come to terms with it, from my understanding. And if she had come to terms with it, in my opinion, if you're comfortable with something, you shouldn't have the kind of reaction that they had to a joke.
So it was interesting yesterday, as a matter of fact.
Will Smith's entitlement was showing. I mean, I think that's what it comes down to. Is who else?
You need to watch the documentary.
Who else in this fucking world could walk up on stage like that and fucking slap Chris Rock and then just walk right back to their seat and then refuse to fucking leave when he was asked to leave? Because he refused to leave when they asked him to after he slapped him.
Right.
Will Smith is an entitled asshole.
The whole family. I mean, they live in a bubble with. I mean, they're one of the most famous families in the world.
All celebrities do. So is he still in your top 20? Because he was in your top 20, wasn't he?
He was not.
What has Will Smith been in the last 10 years that
he's
wasn't artsy or...
It doesn't matter. He's in a lot of movies that I love.
Oh, well, yeah.
He's been in a lot of great movies.
From 10, 20, 30 years ago.
That's what
What's he made recently that you love?
That's the fucking movie with...
King Richard was...
King Richard, that's what it was.
What he just won the Oscar for. But that was Oscar bait anyways.
Yeah.
But like, I Am Legend is one of my favorite movies of all time.
I love I Am Legend.
Yeah,
That's his actions aren't going to paint that movie in a different light. I mean, I'm not going to rewatch it one day and go, oh, Will Smith's an asshole. This movie's ruined. The movie was made so long before Will Smith did what he did. You can't let it paint that.
Yeah, you still gotta separate the art from the artist though. Like, I was a big fan of Hitler, but he didn't paint very well. You got.
He,
I mean,
he
you look at
was
his
a good
movies,
painter. What are you talking about?
comparatively.
Yeah, he was better
His
than
other
me.
things were great. His other actions in life, but his painting was really fell off.
So we just spent before the crash of the computer. We just spent like 10 minutes on something that doesn't really matter, and that's what I'm talking about. We care about shit that doesn't matter, and we talk about shit that doesn't matter.
Well,
Who gives a fuck if one asshole slaps another asshole? I don't really give a fuck. We're so focused. I always talk to my daughter. Russell Wilson gets paid $36 million a year, but WSU can't afford brand new Bunsen burgers. Are you fucking kidding me? What is wrong with our world?
No, it's not necessarily the world. It's our country.
Our country.
We put no emphasis
Well, our
on
world.
Specifically,
matters.
our country does not invest in the future.
No,
They invest in the now, what they think matters now, not what they think could matter in the future. And they only invest in things they think will give them tangible returns. If our country really wanted to invest in something that gives tangible returns to everybody and not just the top people, then college would be free. They would be encouraging every single fucking child on this planet doing everything they can for free to make sure that
Not for
every
free, but-
person would, yes, for free. They would make sure that every single person
Stop,
is
Taylor.
educated
I
to
know.
a college
I'm with
level
you.
because then our country can all benefit.
Okay, so let's go through this real quick. We paid $42,000, $40 to $42,000 out of our paychecks, me and Chris, to the federal government. That wasn't enough, so we had to pay them an additional $1,200. So $44,000 went to the federal government out of our paychecks from me and my wife, which is insane. Holy shit!
Nuts.
Was that a fart?
That was a queef.
That was a queef. Dude, that was long. Like your ass cheeks. I don't know, maybe them seats or something. But it sounded weird. Like maybe you should go see a doctor.
I probably should.
Yeah. So nothing is free in our country. I'm cool with them. And I said this to my Republican friend that I was talking to. I'm cool with, because he's totally against socialism. I'm cool with them taking the money out of my paycheck, but I want to see something in fucking return for it.
Is he against socialism or democratic socialism? Two very different things.
There's no distinction. So I said,
Social Security is socialism. Unemployment
Libraries.
is socialism.
well, that's state.
No, it's all connected.
I know we're talking federal here, though. Federal stuff that goes to. He was in the military. The guy that was up training with me, and he's in the military. It's a social program. It's a jobs program.
Yeah.
Motherfucker. So, well, cops. Well, the Democrats wanted to defund the cops. Well, that's a social program. We take our tax dollars and we pay for the cops. Everything that would come out of his mouth, it was just like, but welfare. Well, that's state. So shut the fuck up. That has nothing to do with the federal budget. I just don't understand. Anyways, getting back to my point, nothing's free. It doesn't have to be so unreasonable. We don't need to pay a college football coach $4 million a year when they don't have Bunsen burners. We need to spread the money around if we're going to charge kids this exorbitant amount.
But they make money off of the football team, and they don't make money off of people graduating.
I can tell you the WSU probably doesn't make money off their football team since they never fucking win.
Then it's all pointless, huh?
It is pointless. So our priorities are wrong. And before Reagan came in, we actually had reasonable amounts of stuff. Like a college education could be had by $5,000. You know, now it's $29,000 a fucking year. 4-year degree is $100,000 fucking dollars. I'm just saying stuff doesn't make sense. We care about shit that doesn't fucking matter. Oh, Russell Wilson's going to get $50 million when he gets paid next year. Who gives a fuck? Fuck him. He shouldn't be getting paid anything close to that. He plays a fucking game where he throws a ball, and you care about that. Okay, give a fuck. NASA is dead. They have to use private companies.
Yeah.
Elon Musk is a cunt, and yet he's driving everything instead of the people that should be. So I just don't get it. NASA, this was neat. NASA has now invented engine that will go to 99% of the speed of light, right?
You serious?
Yes.
No, I hadn't heard about that.
You can Google
But
it.
eventually.
No, they haven't. They've
No.
invented it.
I'm not saying that they don't have it. I'm just saying it's not like it goes from 0 to 99 in 15 seconds. It probably goes from 0 to 99 across light years.
No, it's more reasonable than that. But,
really?
Yeah, but hold on. Let me get to... So they have the guy who came up with the idea that... they had this idea a while ago that they could take microwaves and they could bounce them inside and use no propellant, right?
This isn't that.
It is not, but it's similar to that.
I was going to say.
It's similar to that.
That didn't make any sense from the beginning.
Well, they tested it.
It might even form a warp bubble. Get interested. It sounds like Star Trek.
So hold on. So the guy who invented it is from NASA. They went through this whole thing. But who do they have to attach to it? They have to attach Elon Musk to it. Well, he didn't have anything to fucking do with it. He didn't invent it. He didn't come up with the idea.
But he's the poster child.
He's the poster child. So
yeah, space.
Elon Musk and NASA has now invented a motor that will do 99% of the speed of light.
And I still think that's a bullshit claim. Because anything can reach 99% of light speed with enough fuel and time.
Yeah.
So that's really deceptive to say. I mean, it's a big buzz thing for people who don't understand shit about the mechanics of space travel.
Right.
So
you just have to look it up and research it.
Yeah,
this is another
have to do that.
Another propellantless deal.
You know what else was propellantless?
Nothing is propellantless. Everything needs energy to move.
Do something. This is
Yeah.
This is not. I know it's not a zero.
Is it fueled by a nuclear reactor? Have they suddenly invented fusion and got it to work? I mean, how is it powered?
They are building a fusion reactor in Europe.
Yes.
Yeah.
That they have never turned on and operated constantly for a long-term power supply for fucking anything.
But they're doing it in Europe.
They've been doing it for decades.
Where is this, France or
when
what?
they turn one on and keep it going for any substantial amount, and I'm talking about like a month, considering they can't even get one to stay on for like 20 seconds right now.
There always has to be the first one.
And I understand that.
In Europe. They're actually building a ginormous plant right now.
That is awesome, because that can solve so many problems.
What about the port, coal, and gas companies? Are people
Exactly.
going to think about them?
Oil and gas.
Yeah, the U.S. government is definitely going to think about them, which is why fusion reactors will be too dangerous to use. Too dangerous.
Right. Well, we got
to stay on coal. Pretty soon, you're going to be popping pellets of coal in your fucking gas tank in your car. Seriously, we're going to be going. We're going to be going fucking backwards soon.
We already are going backwards. We are the most indoctrinated country in the world, meaning that we're the most propagandized country in the world, and we buy into it all the time.
I disagree with
How
that.
so?
Because we're the
Russia
stupidest fucking country in the
Well,
world.
that's why we are the most indoctrinated.
We are the most ignorant country in the world. That is the root cause of a lot of problems.
That's what gives people the ability to indoctrinate
but it's
you.
still the root cause.
I don't think it's caused by the government. It's just because we're so dumb and we don't have...
No, it's because our government is corporatized. That's why. We're just being propagandized all the fucking time, and we buy into it.
Not propaganda from the government, but it's a cause of the government.
It's being bombarded with commercials.
Stop it.
Commercials on TV
it's not even
from
that.
oil companies feeding you that fucking line of, we're looking at making fuel out of seawater. See what we're doing? We're helping global warming. And guess what? They just had a fucking record quarter from jacking the goddamn gas prices up since Russia invaded another country on the other side of the fucking world.
So they know they're not going to be blamed.
Global supply. But
It's fucked.
you will hear that it is from our government, meaning you'll hear talking points. And where do those talking points come from to try to sway you to go a certain way?
Biden just opened up more land to drilling recently.
I know, but they all have talking points when they want you to buy into something. So they're driven by corporate America. It just is what it is. And we're the most indoctrinated, propagandized country in the fucking world. And we buy into it. If, like, I can't remember, I said some stupid number at work. I can't remember what it was. Something like 30% of, maybe it was 50%. Maybe I said it at home. I can't remember. 50% of the populace believes in QAnon. Well, it turns out that 22 or 24%, after Googling it, 24% of the populace believes in something that isn't real. QAnon.
I mean, God, Christianity, any religion, Why do you think people are so fucking eager to believe
As Jesus, I
in
find that
nothing,
offensive.
in something that doesn't exist? Because 2,000 years ago, some asshole got nailed to a cross, and suddenly we can believe in imaginary
It
friends.
certainly felt real.
You know, I mean, how many times have I said this? But with how our world is today, if there is a God, he's either the most indifferent asshole in existence, or he is the most evil cocksucker
He
out
napped through
there.
the Holocaust.
He's cute.
I mean, there's two options. He either, well, actually, there's four options. He either created us, sent us on our way, and took the fuck off because he saw what was coming, or he created us, put us down there, and started fucking with us, or he created us, put us down there, and just says, "Let's watch the shit show until it ends."
No.
I mean,
Like
what's the
Sims
other
with free
option?
will.
How do you explain all the horrible shit?
We're nasty, shitty animals.
How do you explain? Okay, well, let's talk about the Garden of Eden. How do you explain why
care.
would God
testing us.
set his children up to fail? He's omnipotent. He's omniscient. He knows when he puts that fucking fruit there that these idiots are going to go over there and fucking. I mean, even with you fucking get rid of the talking snake and all that bullshit.
Here's the problem with
He
you.
set us up to fail. What a cunt!
I know, but here's the problem that you don't understand. You don't need to know what his plan is for us. He has a plan, and you don't need to know what it is.
I love it when people at
I'm
work
sorry
tell me
that you
that.
can't understand
The
it.
plan is killing 6-year-olds with cancer.
Nobody
Fuck
knows
yeah, it
his
is.
plan. He works in mysterious ways. It's like using that justification, you could have said Hitler's idea was great. He works in mysterious ways.
Well, we knew what his plan was.
Yeah, but
You
guys,
can never
it's-
understand God.
Fuck. Of course you can't understand something that doesn't
Is it
exist.
real? I know, Taylor. Why are you getting so fucking charged up? Jesus Christ.
Because
Settle down.
90%
Dude,
of all
are you
the
still not? Hold on.
90%
Are you still not
of
drinking? Are you still not drinking?
No, I am again.
Okay.
90% of all the problems on Earth can be traced back to fucking money
Yeah.
and religion.
I think 100% of it can be traced back to shitty people.
Indoctrinated by religion, seeking money for their own enrichment.
Okay, I don't think it's indoctrinated by religion. It's just by alpha males that want to fucking control you.
I think at least 1% of the world's the world's problems are caused by those little fish that swim a pee hole in the Amazon River.
Yeah.
I think at least that's a big chunk of the problem.
1%. Are you
That's a
are you
high
telling
number.
me that there's some 76 million guys out there who have fucking fish swimming up their urethra every year?
Hold on, there's
At
7.
least one out
Because-
of 4 in this room.
You know, I've heard of these fish.
They could
I've
be-
seen a
hold on,
documentary on these fish, but holy fuck, if those are the numbers, I am never going to piss in a puddle again.
Here's the deal. There's one of us in this room that can't get it because he's got a broken dick. He tries swimming up that fucking
hits a
urethra.
wall.
Yeah, there's a big fucking kink in that sumbitch. It's just like stuck in there. That's where he puts in his claws, though, I guess, right? Isn't that what they do? They fucking attach
I
themselves?
think they
Oh, let
puff
me ask
out
him.
and they have hooks on the outside of their body.
Yeah.
Let me take a look for you and see what he does.
It reminds me of, well, I guess that fish swam into his throat in Anaconda.
Back to movies. Huh?
Yeah. Another movie from my youth.
Yeah.
Gotta
the
love
main section of
a
it.
young J-Lo.
She was hot in the past, right? I don't find her
I
attractive
mean, at
anymore.
some point, I haven't seen her in 10, 20 years.
Yeah. She goes from dude to dude to dude. She's back
Yeah.
with like Ben Affleck now.
with Ben Affleck.
Yeah.
Good for them.
I don't follow.
Are you happy for them?
I don't
Absolutely. I
follow
really like
any
Ben
of that
Affleck.
shit.
I
Top
like
5.
him as an actor, but I hear he's like another shitty kind
He
of.
seems like he'd kind of be a douche in person.
Yeah.
So, I mean, same with Matt Damon. He comes off as cool and kind of.
No, he's got a great smile.
The everyman on camera,
Yeah.
but I bet he's kind of a dick in real life.
He's got that great smile, so he's just probably immediately liked. But yeah, I rewatched.
Every man on camera. In what movie?
Well, he's
recently.
he's not overly handsome. He doesn't come off as
What?
overly brilliant. You think Matt Damon's hot as
In what?
fuck?
In Good Will Hunting? Yeah, absolutely, I do.
Oh,
and
I
then
don't-
he comes off as
Nah.
brilliant.
His face is, I don't know. He's an actor. He was acting.
You can say that about anyone. Who comes off as brilliant?
We got fucking Screaming Taylor on the fucking show.
No, I'm just fucking angry today. Star Trek's got my blood boiling. It's,
Jesus Christ.
want to go home and drink myself asleep.
I think since I'm sick of the rich getting all the benefits. So, like, and I want to go back to this Ghislaine Maxwell thing. So if we're not going to find out who these 6 people are that she has, and we're not going to prosecute them, why should the church be held accountable for fucking kids? And why shouldn't it be like a trickle down?
Because the church doesn't pay taxes.
I know, but why shouldn't it be?
That's why they should be held responsible.
Why can't it be a trickle down? So if we're not going to prosecute these 6 people that are floating around, why can't everybody fuck kids?
Well, I mean, the Republicans have placed laws in red states that
it's okay to fuck kids.
You have to marry them afterwards, but yeah.
Okay.
Some states it goes down to as low. Well, it used to be 10 in some states. Now I think they put it up to like 16 or something. But
let's say one of these 6 guys fucked a 9-year-old.
Gross.
Okay, so why can't we fuck 9-year-olds too?
Because it's gross.
I know, but
because we have.
Hold on. Stop for a second. If it's fair for them, why can't it be fair for us?
Because it's not moral.
Okay, if it's not moral, then why aren't we prosecuting these cocksuckers that are fucking children?
Because sometimes it takes more money to prosecute someone and then put them in jail for the rest of their lives than the government's willing to put forth.
Well, and that's fine, but they're not even releasing the names of these individuals.
No,
would that not
because
ruin
it would
them?
make waves.
It would make waves.
Because there's probably some pretty powerful people on that list.
So
we should have public trial like Amber Heard's and Johnny Depp's for Ghislaine.
Have you watched any of that?
Absolutely.
That's fucking fantastic. I love Johnny Depp now. He's like my favorite fucking person in the world.
Articles about it and stuff, and it seems like the tables are flipping on her pretty hard.
But everything that comes
out is
recordings
I'm the
coming
dumbest
out.
person on the planet.
No, it's Johnny Depp is amazing.
Johnny, what?
He goes, did you see the text message?
He's an actor.
No, he's amazing.
He's acting.
Well, so is she.
It doesn't matter.
The lawyer reads a text message. Just grab my throat and choke me out or whatever. He goes, and then the text that says Johnny Depp's reply to her, did you see this? Was, what I want to do to your throat won't hurt your throat. And the lawyer goes, did you say that? And Johnny Depp goes, can you read that again for me, please? Fucking, oh, you are the best. You are the fucking best ever. He just keeps fucking with his lawyer nonstop, and it's just like amazing. Can you read that again for me, please?
There are a lot of great highlights from that trial.
Oh, it's amazing. He's like my favorite now. I love him.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what a douchebag he is being to that fucking lawyer. Lawyer's asking him hard-hitting questions. Oh, he deserves it. Yeah. But it's amazing, and it makes me laugh. Like, I'll bring up like a TikTok that has Johnny Depp getting asked a question where he just comes back and then it gets shared to everybody. He's amazing.
But we should, we should be broadcasting that on C-SPAN.
Yeah, we should
Maxwell's trial and.
Yeah, well, apparently that it's rude and gross to fuck a 9-year-old, but it's okay for some people. Is what Taylor came up with.
I need a different chair next time we do this.
Is your asshole starting to hurt?
No, but my tailbone feels like it's about to fucking fall off.
He lost fucking some fat weight.
I know, and now I can't sit on any chair without about a fucking
motherfucker. You were making fun of me.
God damn! give me that fucking donut. Where'd it go?
It's in
you
the
gotta
house.
get some injections in your
Why do you think I'm sitting on it?
Jesus Christ! I'm sitting on like bone here. Jesus fuck! This is the worst fucking chair I've ever experienced.
It's really not.
You could suck some fat out of my ass and give it to you.
No, I'm good. I'm good with. You just need a fucking real chair.
It is a real chair.
No, this is bullshit incarnate right here.
That's Costco. That's expensive.
It's got no padding. It's like sitting on a metal plate.
It is. That's what I'm saying.
Fuck.
It's only like that when you don't have no ass fat anymore.
Well, I'm not going in the other direction,
Dude,
so get better chairs.
I'm at least, 10, 12 years older than you, and I just started this problem. You're starting it now in your late 30s, so I can only imagine you when you get older.
Well, it's not like I did this on purpose, so...
Are you trying to impress your wife by losing weight?
I'm just fucking stressed out.
Over what?
Probably
Over
the
what?
kid on the way.
No,
Over what? What the fuck have we been talking about for the last 5 months?
Star Trek.
Star Trek.
No.
Star Trek would never make me lose weight,
Star
ever.
Trek shit's all recent. The fucking baby, the penis stuff going on.
The penis stuff.
Yeah, remember we talked about it? Yeah. So don't fucking ask me what stress.
What is wrong with you guys
Christ.
and your peckers? Because my pecker's fine. You damn near break yours and you busting out a fucking
basically
rash.
almost rotted off. Fuck.
Wait.
Huh?
That was from when he had the ringworm on his cock.
Yeah.
When
What
it
the fuck?
rotted
He had
off.
like a big fucking ring around the head of his
Shut
cock.
up. You didn't even see. Fuck you.
Dabbing lotion on the top of it. Now he can't. Now he's lost so much weight he doesn't have no ass. Now he's sitting on the tailbone just like an old man.
I had to break my
I have
penis
to- I
back
have
into
to
place.
fucking-
Did you really? Do you remember like those old snakes and they were like sectioned or whatever and you could like snap them in place? Yeah, that's what your cock was like. Oh my god. So anyways, yeah, we're all in agreement that we should be able to fuck 9-year-old kids until they release these names.
No.
No.
Gross.
If it's okay for some, then it should be okay for everybody.
When
No,
have you ever
you know
found
what?
yourself
I'm
attracted to
totally
someone
okay
young?
with the okay for
Never.
me and not for thee thing with that whole situation because
I'm not okay for if it's going to impact you badly.
I could never see the allure of something so fucked up like that.
That's exactly right. But if it's not okay for you, then it's not okay for them. Release the fucking names.
Well, it's not that it is or isn't okay for me. It's just I wouldn't fucking do it.
You wouldn't do it, but it's not. It's a law. If accidentally you crawled into bed and there was a 9-year-old there and it was dark and you thought it was your wife and you ended up fucking it and then you got caught because we have the cameras in your bedroom. We're doing it as a gag. And you're getting your nut on.
You just got pranked.
You got pranked, bitch.
Prank of John.
And now you're in prison because me and Andrew pranked your ass.
I'm pretty
Ashton
sure
Kutcher
you'd be
comes out.
right there with me because
No.
you would have had to solicit a 9-year-old for prostitution.
No, we
essentially.
just told her to get naked and get into bed.
Fuck.
That's what we did. And now you're in fucking prison.
Oops. Not
Oops.
again.
Not again. It
Why
happened
did this
twice.
keep happening to me?
Why is it okay for them? But
It's not.
Exactly.
We can all agree. We're arguing over nothing.
We are kind of, but we need to change our fucking society. Our society. It's okay for somebody to play with the basketball and make $50 million a year while we have people on Division and Brown that can't afford a fucking house. Andrew's going to be in debt for the rest of his life if he tries to buy a house. Our priorities in this fucking world and in the United States are fucking just ridiculous.
Yes, we
How are
can
we gonna
all
change
agree on
though?
that.
Eat the rich.
Huh?
How are we going to change them?
Well, you can
No,
start
we've
by...
already talked about this.
Let's start releasing names.
A not insignificant portion of us need to die.
Oh, yeah.
We've spoken about
God.
this.
Thanos snapped.
We need the United States is huge, it's diverse, and that's a fantastic thing. And it should not all be one country.
It is.
It is, but it shouldn't.
You can't even change the educational system to bring it up to the standards of other countries.
No, you can't.
But you want to divide up the country and have
You know
New
what?
Mexico down in
you
California.
Make it sound like this big hard thing, but if 60 or 70% of us suddenly drop dead, I don't think it'd be hard as you're thinking it is.
So you're cool with we use nukes with Putin.
Oh, that's already going to happen. That's why
You're giving up on that.
Realistically, there's no reason for me to stress because in the next 10 years, we're all going to be fucking dead anyways.
I saw a thing where
You don't make thousands of something and never use it. That's just a fact of
measuring
fucking
contest.
life. No, but eventually, whether it's an accident or whether someone steals them or whether the leader of a country just goes fucking bonkers, you're going to use them. You've got them. Thousands of them. Something's going to happen at some point.
I can hope.
I hope so too.
Yeah.
Because the worst fucking thing that's ever happened on this planet is us. Humanity. Let the dolphin people have their chance.
Dolphin people.
They got it figured out.
Dolphins
Swimming
in water.
around in the ocean, jumping
man.
around, you fucking dead fish. I mean, they got it figured out.
You kind of remind me of Alex Jones right now. You're angry. You're talking about shit that doesn't
What
exist.
do they call that?
Alex Jones.
Where you
That's
take a logical argument and extend it to absurd
Taylor
proportions?
Jones.
I don't know.
Taylor Jones
Like,
and his lizard
yeah, I
people
don't
and his
know.
dolphin people.
I'm just saying, humanity, all of us, we're fucking awful. And the world would be better off without us.
All right.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying.
Let's go start killing people.
No, we don't even need to do that. It'll happen eventually. Whether it's a pandemic or whether it's a nuclear war. Or...
Did you watch Don't Look Up?
Hey, we're going into the sun's
Solar Maximum?
solar maximum, and it's supposed to be lit this time because the last one was really weak.
Yeah.
And it's already getting fucking active. So all it takes is one of those bad boys to whack us, knock out the power grid, and we'll be eating each other within a week.
Not me. I have a full freezer.
You say that now, but
But
when fucking Buddy Chase from Idaho runs out of food because he's been scarfing it down and he knows where you live and he comes at you with all of his guns.
Case has 3 freezers full of meat.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When the people with the guns come, the fuck are you gonna
I
do?
think we've already established that I have guns.
And I've already established that you don't have enough. Not if you're gonna fight off the fucking redneck brigade one state over.
What are you talking about?
Talking about fucking Idaho.
We'll all go up to Tyson's because he's a redneck and he has plenty more guns than all of us put together. So we could be up in his fortress of solitude.
I love Tyson,
Yeah.
but he seems like he'd eat a lot.
Eat one of us.
Doesn't really. Actually, I saw him recently. He's lost weight. Have you noticed that?
A little bit. He's down to like 280.
Yeah, I saw him at Costco. Man, I was like, dude, you have slimmed down.
He came up to me and goes, "Taylor's having a baby." And I said,
Oh, yeah.
Taylor's having a baby. So,
I don't know how I managed to not tell him for 4 months, but
yeah. Would you like to add anything with this? Because it seems like you were trying to get in. No.
I'm not gonna just take me with you to Tyson's when we start eating each other.
Well, the beauty of that is he's so big, we can kill him and we can eat him for food too.
I just figure we're gonna take everything and we're gonna drive out to some rural areas and get a farm going.
no thanks. No free radicals for me.
What?
You gotta embrace.
When
you're
you
talking
eat,
about you're talking about
your own
nuclear
species
fallout. Oh,
releases free radicals in your system, which cause
so your smoking and your beer drinking is worse than eating human flesh?
no eating
Okay.
human flesh is the worst.
How so?
You get prion diseases.
Yeah, free radicals in your system, which fuck up your brain, which fuck
I love,
up your
I love
children.
the term free radical though, because I always attribute it to something else.
Whatever. I'm not
like
a
a
doctor.
commune.
I'm not a fucking doctor.
Not yet.
No, not ever.
In our community, you'll be Dr. Taylor.
Fuck.
gotta-
Well, then we may as well just dig our own graves right fucking now.
That's what I was fucking thinking. We're gonna all be dead.
It's like I cured my ringworm on my crotch once, so I can dictate what you do with your
Yeah,
crotch
fuck yeah, you
ringworm.
can. And you healed your own. Is it
Snap
bandaged
dick.
it up?
I took one of those finger casts for
Yeah,
a pinky.
like one of those popsicle sticks and just kind of fucking duct taped it on there straight.
It's got rubber bands
it's
on
still on. I can't actually get it off.
it. It's duct taped on.
Boys are gonna smell when I pull it off.
Oh, it's all right. Because you didn't wash beforehand.
No,
Yeah. How is Amanda doing?
great.
Her ass doesn't hurt?
No, it really did just hit bone. So
Yeah, but you're in your 20s. And that cock's like fucking steel.
yeah.
Yeah. So you would have thought that maybe you would have done a little damage to her.
I don't know. It's
Dude, you're really selfish, cocksucker. Because he didn't even ask her.
I understand
You don't
it.
even know if she's in pain. And she could be at home right now, bruised up, literally not able to walk, and you don't give a fuck.
she was still so ready to go afterwards.
Was she?
Absolutely.
It's that heat of the moment, the adrenaline, the endorphins pumping through your system.
So here's the deal. He's over there having to whack her off while he has a broken dick. I'll finish you off, honey.
I'm kind of crooked and sideways, so I can bend it around the curve.
There you go.
Am I hitting your cervix yet with 2.5 inches of broken penis?
Well, yeah, that would take... Ooh, man, yeah, you lost a centimeter off your cock when that happened. I didn't
I was
think
going
about
to
that.
say, if there's a kink there, that would inhibit blood flow. So you'd have like the base up to a certain point, super rock hard. Then you'd have the end just kind of like flopping around, right? Not enough blood, not enough
Get
blood
that
in there to get
motherfucker out.
hard.
Let's see it. Get it hard. I want to see that. I want to see that some
It's disturbing. You don't
hard
want to
but
see
floppy. Oh, that's beautiful.
that. There's no reason for anyone
Dude,
to want to
TikTok.
see that.
We want to put that on TikTok. Just
Okay.
flopping around.
it happens.
Man, you could really get the windmill going with that, though. The floppy tip,
You'd think
yeah. No?
Painful.
But
Wow.
I cry and start spraying blood.
I say
not a good
that's
sight.
one of the things we do when we start our own 3-man OnlyFans. We all three do the windmill.
3-man OnlyFans.
Oh, we could make like 45 cents a day.
What if we accidentally just bump? Is that gay?
No,
If our windmills
no,
blades
that's
touch?
fine. That's absolutely fine. Now, if we try touching each other's windmill, like if we're trying to
All right.
stop it,
We gotta wrap
that's
it
gay.
up.
You gotta say no homo.
Not
before
only
you-
have I reached my time limit, my ass is just
Yeah.
fucking killing me.
He's gonna bring his own little donut next
Yeah,
fucking
I
time.
am. Either that or I'm going to bring my own chair.
These are the chairs
A
that you've been
real chair.
using forever.
Yeah.
You've never complained about them once.
No. And I am now.
Because you got no ass.
Yeah, my ass got Hank Hill ass right now or something.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Well, that's what my daughters have
This-
said to me
like,
for a
this
while.
is getting painful.
Yeah, you gotta put it on each cheek. I've been swapping
But
cheeks.
then
I'm absolutely
then I'm
fine
just
right now.
leaning on one bone instead of two.
Wow, I still have meat on my cheeks.
Fuck, my bones are going right into this.
One thing that Chris would complain about, because back when we first met, I had the 6-pack and all of that. She would complain about my hips because they were super bony.
Pointy. Yeah.
Yeah, so she would whine about that all the time.
It's like love handles lower down.
Yeah, but now
Bony.
now that I'm a big fat
Yeah,
fuck,
solid.
Solid love.
yeah.
Those are hate handles.
Hate handles.
Hate handles when you constantly ramming them into someone.
Yeah, that's a good name for him. Okay, well, I think Taylor's ass is done.
Yeah.
And so we're
I'm
gonna
not
call
going to
it.
be able to sit anymore. Maybe we'll do one standing up next time. I can
No,
do that.
he has sustainably
Surstrumming.
coming.
Yep.
Huh?
Fermented herring that's
What?
pressurized in a can. We're gonna do it outside.
What?
And it's gonna be horrifying. It said it was gonna be here in 10 to 20 days, but it hasn't come yet.
What is this?
We're gonna look it up on YouTube, Surstrumming Challenge. And it's the worst food you could ever buy in a
No,
can.
I don't think that's true. We're gonna find out.
We're gonna find out.
I don't know. Sardines are pretty awful in a can.
How do you feel about
I hear that this tastes good. It's just you got to get past the smell.
Where's it from?
Finland? Sweden. One of the two.
Sweden.
So he's on a fixed
I
budget.
wonder if I ate that when I was over in Sweden.
Yeah.
Andrew's on a fixed budget, so he's talking about it, and I said, "Oh fuck, I don't want to spend $50 on it." He goes, "I just bought it," and I was like, "Oh fuck, dude, I would have spent the money on it to buy
I
it."
really want to do this because I think it's going to be the worst thing on the planet.
No, I think we need to build up to it though. Like I've never had Spam, so I want to try Spam. So we need to try like 2 or 3 things to lead up to it.
Okay.
Maybe like cigarette butts in mustard. We'll be right before it.
That sounds fine.
It does.
I like that.
Because I think that'll be more tasty than this fucking
And
fish.
like a chew spit brine.
Yeah, I like that.
What's that shit from that Australian spread on their toast? That's a byproduct of like beer production or something like that.
Vegemite.
Vegemite. Yeah. Vegemite.
Is that supposed to be bad?
It's awful.
And
You've had
the
it.
saltiest thing
they
on the
like
planet.
it, but apparently to the American taste buds, it is horrific.
Which, I mean, that's with every country. We all have our own little
No, it's because
delicacies.
everything in the U.S. is so chock fucking full of sugar that everything you eat's sweet.
Yeah.
I mean, the difference between bread in the U.S. and Sweden, insane.
It's like cake.
It's
We
crazy.
got cake
Yeah,
over here.
it's basically like eating cake. Yeah,
I
it's
love me some
ridiculous.
Wonder Cake.
Yeah, but look at their season. Like they've got just basic food. They don't have season. They have salt and pepper, and really that's it. When you find
What?
like UK food.
I feel bad for them, actually.
But the reason we have lots of different spices that we put into all of our foods is because we're a melting pot.
Yeah, we
Lots
do
of
have-
different,
we do
lots of
have a lot
different
great
cultures
foods
coming
over here.
together, mixing and matching, trading. All
See,
that
but if I could
stuff.
live off of
great. I
one
love
thing
it.
for the rest of my life, it would just be ribeye steaks.
Really?
Yeah,
You
I
get
love
so
them.
bored after a week and a half.
No, I mean, you pick one thing. Pick one thing that you're going to eat for the rest of your life. It wouldn't be something that's super sugary for me. It would be ribeye steak.
Watermelon.
Maggot cheese.
Watermelon. So you love the sugar.
As long as it is perfectly ripe every time.
Well, that's what we're talking about. So
Yeah.
your watermelon, what would you
But
eat?
watermelon, that's natural sugars. It's got
I know.
lots of water in it. It's got fiber in it. I mean, all around pretty fucking good.
What would you eat for the rest of your life?
Let me get back to you in a couple weeks.
Oh, you motherfucker. What's your favorite food?
My favorite food, I'm a big fan of sushi, but you got to get more specific than that with
Are you changing
Sushi.
from fucking watermelon?
No,
Yeah, watermelon. So you like raw fish.
I'm just saying raw fish, sushi, amazing.
The
But
best
if you're
clam
living
chowder
up-
I ever had, I had just a couple weeks ago.
The first time,
It's like
and
$17 a bowl, right? Is that what you
17
said?
bucks a bowl.
several subsequent times I had clam chowder was down at Moe's in Cannon Beach, and I cannot disassociate clam chowder with
Moe's.
eating sand.
What?
The
It was that
grainy
horrible.
clams.
There was sand in it. It was sandy.
Wow. Because
And
I
I can't even look at clam
You got
chowder.
the sand chowder.
Yeah.
I could see how you made that
sand
mistake.
chowder. Yeah, it's your own fault for ordering the sand chowder. It says
You gotta
right there
get
on the menu.
clam chowder next time. Eh?
Clam chowder. Down in Lincoln City, they make really good clam chowder. I don't know where we went, but this place in Spokane was fucking out of control good. But it was super
when you're
expensive.
eating from a restaurant that is literally on the beach,
Yeah,
you're gonna get sand in your shit.
I think they didn't wash.
Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't work there.
I think you went to a really nasty fucking place.
No,
where you went.
it's like a renowned restaurant. I mean, it's not fancy, but Moe's is huge.
Go to
on the West Coast.
Go to Barrel. I think it's Barrel Bear or whatever Bear Barrel here in Spokane. If you don't mind spending money, because the ribeye was $45.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do that.
But I said when she looked at we brought up Apple CarPlay and said restaurant near us, and it had $2 marks, and I said let's go somewhere new. And $2 marks means it's reasonable.
$20 steak.
Yeah, something like that, right? Not horrible. And we go in there, and she looks at the fucking menu, and she just looks up at me and like, oh my god, it's fucking expensive, but it was delicious.
Like
The
Black
fucking
Angus
fish
is
was awesome.
$2, but you got like Churchill's, which is definitely $3 signs.
How much do you spend when you go to? Okay, we're almost out of here.
You get the campfire feast coupon.
fuck.
You spend like $50 for the two of you, and it's 3-course.
I'm gonna get arthritis in my ass or something.
He's probably already got arthritis. Okay, we're gonna shut her down. Thank you for joining us on the Unfamiliar Podcast.